Hello, guys. What is going on? I wanted to thank you guys for being so flexible. I had to postpone the webinar for a little bit because we had other things going on. If you guys hear the wind behind me, I'm in Los Angeles and we're having crazy storm weather, which is not typical, but we are going through and moving forward. And I am so excited about this part of the Effortless planning system. I did cut a video earlier talking a little bit about how the planning system came about. So in this video, we're gonna just go ahead and jump right in and talk about the monthly rituals, and we'll get it done quick. So here we go. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. You know, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to really maximize the planning system. And this is really here for you guys so then you can leverage it and be able to maximize it. And from personal experience with my clients, the more you invest in yourself and the more you make yourself a priority, the better it is. So a little bit before we start, you know, when I like to do rituals and intentions, I always like to have some things going on. So I have a candle lit, which is absolutely amazing. It really sets the ambiance. It's an abundance candle and it smells amazing. So although my family's upstairs and I'm downstairs, maybe I can do a quick view of my space. I'll just kind of show you guys really quick. This Okay. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened, but we are back. So I will let everyone know in the group to go ahead and start watching at 3:41. And I'm just going to go into it again. I don't know how much you guys have heard. If you guys see this, on the top part of the screen, you may have a box that has smaller boxes in there. You can click on that box and go to the chat, and that's where you should be able to type in any questions that you have for me during the session. So let's go ahead and get started. I apologize for, I don't know if it was a storm or what was going on, but I am back, and this is all about the monthly rituals that we are going to talk about in the planning system. So this part of the process is so amazing, and what I like doing is I like setting up my space. I'm in our downstairs area, and even though the kids are upstairs and we have friends over and stuff, I like to kind of get away when I do this planning. It's all about setting the environment for the space. So for instance, I have my abundance candle lit, which is so pretty, and the smell is amazing. So it's all about the sensory and really getting yourself engaged. I have my Himalayan salt candle. I have my amethyst crystal. So I just have things around my space that really make me feel good. And then I have a mint tea that I'm drinking as well. And when you surround yourself with beautiful things, it makes it so much easier. And it lets creativity and joy flow through the process. So the monthly rituals is all about being really intentional and focus on what is that core thing you want done for the month. So in January, I set an intention for myself to connect and collaborate. I was in corporate America for over 16 years. During that time, I had an interior design business, and I was really busy, and I was around people so much during the day. A year ago, when I started my coaching business full time, I went from working with a team of people to working on my own. And I started to realize that although I'm making a lot of change, when I collaborate and connect with others, that's where the synergy happens, and that's where I can get my message out a lot on a lot bigger platform and be able to inspire a lot more people. So in the spirit of intention, my intention was connection and collaborating with others. And as soon as I set that intention, amazing things started happening. This month has been a whirlwind. I set up the beta test group with all of you amazing women, and I wanted 10 people, and I got over 150 applications. And looking at all your responses and how connected you are to this process has been amazing. And that's just one way that I'm connecting. As I put that out there and I set my intention and I started creating inspired action and going with the waves and the flow as it happened, I was chosen as an It Girl for Riot Social Club, which is a really big deal in Los Angeles. And I spoke with a panel of women and did a presentation on my own to inspire the business women who were sitting there, which were my ideal clients. I got a lot of stuff like this hat. I got bracelets. I got so many things. I got initial necklaces and wood signs from all of these amazing women. And the connections kept on coming and kept on flowing. And it was such an amazing process. And as a result, there's so many women that have booked calls to work with me one-on-one from that event. I did another event in the same week because I went with Inspired Action. And yesterday we had over 15 women in my space here, exactly where I am, learning on how to do vision boards and how to collaborate and connect with others. And we created really, really powerful intentions for these women. And so as I'm doing that, I am able to spread my message to so many people. The women are getting really excited, and I'm able to make advances quicker. So it's helping so many more women. It's inspiring and motivating me, and it's creating money in the bank. So it is such a win-win-win all the way around. And the women that were a part of it had so much value that they walked away with, that they were blown away. So that's what it's all about. So my intention for the last month was connection, and I did that. And as I'm doing that, I connected with a PR agent. I got booked for for an appearance on a pilot show. Things are just happening because I'm doing the work. I'm setting that intention. I'm letting go of all the blocks in my way. I'm taking inspired action, and I'm resilient and flexible in what happens. So this is the power of a planning system. So let's go ahead and get into it and really talk about the monthly rituals and why it's so important. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and we will dive into this. I am an example kind of girl, so I love giving you guys examples to make sure that you know exactly my mindset and how it's helped me and how it's helped my clients as well. Because then as people understand that, oh, a lot of other people are getting benefits, it really helps the person say, okay, then they can do it as well. The social proof is so important. So I need to take a moment because as my computer just completely shut down, some of my programs shut down. So I am getting it ready right now, and then we will go ahead and share. Hey guys, welcome. If you guys can type into the chat, type in there, and then I can say hello. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a post of the monthly ritual page in the Facebook group, and you guys can ask any questions there, and I will make sure that I will make the time to answer all of those, especially since I was not able to go at the time that was planned. Okay, so guys, let's just go ahead and get into it. Really quick again, a really great part of having a ritual and having time for yourself to really set that intention on what you want to do in the month. I always have a candle lit and ready. And so this was a candle that I got from one of my events. How amazing is this? So it's an abundance candle, which I'm in love with. I also have Himalayan salt, which is so good for positive energy and detracting negative energy. And then I have my amazing amethyst crystal that my mother gave me. And so when I create this environment, it creates energy and flow and creativity, and it aligns me to where I want to be. So I always have my clients set a space for themselves when they do this work so they can allow creativity and abundance to enter, and they're in the right state of mind as they're doing this work. So let's go ahead and get into it. And here we go. Okay, so with the monthly ritual, it takes effort to be effortless. And sometimes people don't want to hear that, but it's the fact, y'all. We need to be very deliberate and make sure that we are a priority. So we are investing in ourselves so we can create traction in the areas we want to be in. So the first thing that you're going to do is put in the month. So we're going to go ahead and for this month, we're going to put in February. And this wheel is so powerful. It is all the areas of our life that we want some traction on. So we have categories on the left, and we have the wheel on the right. So basically, the wheel is a great visual to say that, you know what, we need balance. And like a wheel, if we don't have balance in some of those areas, then we're not going to have a smooth ride in our journey of life. So to make sure that it is running at a maximum and things are flowing well, we really need to look at it at a holistic way and say, what area do we want to focus on for the month, and create a monthly intention around that. So we have home, and home is really your space, how does it feel? How is it organized, the place that you, in the way that you want? Does it bring you creativity? Does it bring you abundance? Is there good energy in there? So you're going to rate every area from 1 to 10, and 1 is, I hate it, this is not good, and 10 is freaking awesome, like I am really good in this area right now. So we have home, we have fun, which is so important, guys. You know, especially being women, moms, and mompreneurs, you know, any kind of feminine energy, we always want to give, and we always want to support others, and we always want to be able to make sure everybody else is okay. But what happens is, a lot of the times, especially in the mother role, is we give to everyone else and we run dry. So it's just like a car. If we don't maintain it, if we don't put gas in it, if we don't do the oil changes, it's going to put on some indicators. And if we don't listen to them, it's going to die on the road. and nobody wants to be stranded. And that's for ourselves as well. So we need to make sure that we're doing something on a regular basis to incorporate the fun and the joy in our life. The third area is personal growth. And I love to call this Kaizen as well. On what are you doing on a regular basis to really grow yourself in the areas that you're really interested in? For me, I am a self-development junkie. I love it. So for me, I'm always investing in coaches, workshops, classes, skills, reading, audio, so I can increase my toolbox. So it's easier for me to live an effortless life and be able to support my family, my clients, my friends, everybody in my network, because I am growing myself. And as I grow and it comes through me to everyone else. Another important area is spirituality, and this could be religion, it can be faith, it can be, atheist, whatever your spirituality is, rate it and say, are you good with your spirituality? The next area is career and work. So a lot of people have their businesses, others have careers, others may be going to school. So within that area, how fulfilled are you on a daily basis when you're in that role? Next is finances, and this is about being really honest with yourself and saying, how do I feel about my finances? Am I in a really good space? Do I have debt? If I do, is it manageable? Am I making enough money to create that life and have that freedom that I'm looking for, if that's a priority to you? Am I able to serve others and be able to help people out? Or am I kind of struggling to make ends meet? So with the finances, that can be such a touchy subject. And as I've worked through it and had my clients work through it as well, the more knowledge we have, the more real we are, the better with the finances, because then we can start taking ownership, take responsibility, and that's where we can start making massive changes, because we're taking that control back by taking that accountability. The next part is relationships. And this I have in there as a placeholder for everything. It's the spouse, it's the family, it's the friends. It's about the relationships you have in your life. And there's so many people that do have kids, that don't. Their kids may be grown up. They may have different focuses. So this is your overall relationships in your life. How fulfilled are you? Are they giving you energy? Are you excited about them? Do you feel like you're spending enough time? And so you'll go ahead and rate that. And the last part is health. And this is your overall well-being. Like, how do you feel in your body? How are you feeling in your diet? Are you where you want to be? Do you have that energy? Is your food your fuel? Or, are you really tired? Are you at the weight that you want to be, or do you want to gain or lose a few pounds? How are you in your health? And, that again is a rating from 1 to 10. So here are the core areas of your life. So what you're going to do is a space before the category, you're going to write down what that level is from 1 to 10. 1 is, I hate it, I'm not happy with it, something needs to change like yesterday. And 10 is freaking awesome, this is so amazing right now. And no, month to month, these can kind of change as our life changes. So this is an evergreen area that can always have dips and valleys depending on when life happens. So I'm sorry about that. Let's go back to here. Okay. And then as you rate all of these areas, you're going to find the ones that have the lowest rating. So the ones that have the 1, 2, 3s, or even if you have a lot of, 8, 9, 10s, any of the 7s, whatever's the lowest for you, you're going to circle, and then you're going to pick one of those things that you're going to focus on this month. And the 1 is so important because sometimes as ambitious, hustling women, we want to do it all. And it is a great thing. I love that. That's one of my strengths. I'm like Nike, just do it. But when we do too much all at once, we get really spread out, and then we can't really make a big impact in anything because we're just skimming the surface. So in this, it's really fun because it's only for 30 days. So you're going to pick one category per 30 days to work on, and then you're going to start seeing some major, major results. So you'll write down the area you want to focus on this month. And then underneath that, you're going to say, for this focus area. So let's say that the focus area is finances. What are the 3 things that you can do this month to increase your joy? Thank you, honey. My husband just brought me water. And he was such a great help during the vision party we did yesterday. He was the host with the mostest. So we gave him some love for that. So I'm very appreciative for him right now. So the 3 things that you can do in this area to increase your joy. So let's just say it's finances. And you want some more abundance in your career or your work. Then what are 3 things that you can do in this area over the month to increase your level of joy so you're closer to that 10 and further away from that 1? So you're going to pick 3 things and limit it to 3 because, again, we want to focus on the top priority. So it could be a whole laundry dump list, but we want to talk about the 3 top things that you can do. We want to prioritize it to make sure that you are getting to the big hitters so then you can really make a big difference by the end of the month. So that is your focus. And then underneath that, I love saying fulfillment comes from giving and life experiences. There's been so many studies that this has rung true where, people really, when they thrive and they're the ultimate happy and joy and they have that flow and that creativity is in having a fulfilling life. And also within that, it's to give and to experience different things in life. So on the left-hand side, we have this month, how can I give? And this can be in any capacity to you. If you're a mom, it could be maybe to be able to give more time to your kids or maybe volunteer, be a snack mom. It could be in your business to say, okay, you know what? If you're selling a product, can you do a fundraiser for a nonprofit? Could it be, I live in Los Angeles, so sometimes there are homeless people on the side of the freeway. How can I give to them? So I'm a mom of 2, so I have snacks and everything. So whenever I see a homeless person, I give them snacks so I can give them something small that can make a difference. You can give by paying it forward. Every Friday, if I am getting Starbucks, I'm at a drive-thru or getting anything at a drive-thru, I want to pay for the person behind me. So it can be as simple as doing something for someone else and being able to help or mentor someone, or it can be as large as doing a huge fundraiser. But when you make it a priority to give to others, it comes back to you in tenfold. And even more than that, it makes you feel really good. And that is such an amazing thing because it's all about our feelings. So the better we feel, the more high vibes we feel from giving and blessing and experiencing things in life, we're opening up those high vibrations and we're going to attract things of those same vibrations into our life so we can have more abundance. And if you guys hear those doors slamming and that howling, that's the wind, and it's crazy right now. But California needs the rain and all of that. So I am very blessed and I'm glad that we're getting the water that we need. So guys, on the right-hand side, it is what do I want to experience this month? And this is so great because as human beings, we're curious. And when you remember back as a kid, you may remember that you're always curious and you're asking your parents why, or you're asking, teachers why. You're always kind of looking and seeing how things work. And as adults, the less that we're present, the less curious we get. And we need to get back to that curiosity and back to that creativity, and we can do that through experiences. So list 3 things that you'd want to experience. It could be an actual event, this month I want to go hot air balloon riding because that's been something I've been wanting to do for a while. So you can kind of look at a bucket list or look at the things that you want to experience in your life. Or it could be feelings that, this month I really want to feel empowered. I really want to feel confident, or I really want to experience freedom. And from there, you can figure out some actual tangible things you can do to experience the feelings through an activity or event that you do. So this is the monthly practice, and it is just so powerful because you are really being intentional about the area of your life you want to focus on, as well as what can you do in those areas? So you're talking about a bigger concept, an area of focus in your life, and then you're creating action behind it on what are the top 3 things I can do to increase my joy and increase the rating scale in this area over the month. And then you go into this month, what are 3 simple things I can do to give? It can be opening the door for someone. Or it could be instead of judging the person that cuts you off or judging the random stranger, you're going to work on giving people compassion. It could be giving people your expertise. This month I'm donating to one of my friends' schools, and I'm going to auction a coaching session with me. That's a way of giving. I am giving by helping some local schools on doing workshops. So it could be a whole event, it could be something small, but as you give, you receive in tenfold. It's a law of giving. And then the last part is, what do I want to experience? And if this is a little hard for you, if you don't have tangible things you want to work on, focus on that feeling that you want to experience. If it's empowerment, well, what can you do to experience empowerment? Is it maybe having a bigger voice at work or in your business? Is it maybe connecting with other people? So you can really reverse engineer this if you don't have things on your list. So those are the main things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And you know what I'll do is, my webinars are really short and sweet, which is what I love. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the next area very quickly so then I can talk to you about the project planning. Now, this is so amazing. The project planning came from what I do with my clients, and projects are phenomenal. And so this is going to be part of your process. So if you have more than one project, you can print out multiple sheets on this. And as I have this ready for completion, I'm going to have the week in a separate file. So you can print out 4 of those for the month. And then I'll have single files for the project planning. So if you don't have a project you're working on, or if that's not something you need, you don't need to print it out. Or if you have multiple projects, you can print out more than one if you're managing for your team or you have different projects that you're managing at once. So it can be very intentional. You can print what you need and nothing more. So I love saying this quote, a goal without a plan is simply a wish. Be intentional. There is divinity in discipline. And I will let you know that this was a hard thing for me to learn because I was a just do it kind of chick. So I was like, let's just do it and we'll figure it out along the way. And I started realizing that although that was great, that was an Achilles heel because planning is such an important part of the process. So as I got good at planning, I was able to integrate them both. So now I'm on steroids because I'm able to take the activator approach by just doing it, but I'm doing it with a plan. So it's a great marriage of the two. So on here, you're going to go ahead and write down that project that it is. And it could be actual work project. It could be a marketing plan. It could be, I want to make more money in my business. It could be based on the area of focus you want to choose. So this is up to you and how you want to use it. Underneath you have, what is my goal? So in this area, what is your goal? If it's your finances, maybe this month you wanted to make a $15,000 month and that's your target. Then you would write in the space, that is your goal. And then on top, on the right-hand side, you'll write, when is that deadline? When do you want to complete that? And that deadline is up to you. You want to make sure that it is, there is a deadline there. So it's not just a goal that's, moving with the wind. There's actual target attached to it. And it should be somewhere that's in your reasonability and in your realistic area. Because if it's something that's, okay, I want to make $15,000 in 2 weeks and you haven't made a dime out of your business, that may be too big of a leap. So I help my clients with this. They really get nailed down on what is the goal, what is the deadline, and what is a considerable stretch for you without being so impossible that there's a far less likely chance for that to happen. So underneath that is, what is a current reality? So if we use finance goals, which is such a great way because it's very tangible. If your goal is $15,000 a month and your current reality is, okay, well, this month I made 10,000. That's what you'll write in. And maybe if you are a coach or if you have an MLM, you're like, okay, this month I made $7,000 and I brought in X amount of people. I sold X amount of packages. So you can kind of put the current situation in there on how much you made and some more parameters around there. The more specific you can get, the better. And then the next part is a brain dump, which is so many people's favorite, because then you can start writing down and listing the research, whatever information you need to get to be able to create that goal. So it could be, okay, so now I need to figure out, if I'm a coach and if I sell $5,000 programs, then I know that I need to sell 3 programs. Or if I'm in MLM and my average sale is $80, then I need to increase my sales by 300%. You can list people that have done it. You can list, okay, what are my gaps? Do I need to work on my sales calls? Do I need to work on my marketing? Do I need to work on a really good project plan? What do I need to do research so then you can get all the information you need to achieve your goal? Below that on the left, you have action steps. And after you're done with your research and you get more information, this is when you start taking action and you say, okay, the first thing I need to do is I need to recruit X amount of people in my business, or I need to sign people on, in my coaching business. Well, if I need to sign on 3 more clients, then what action steps do I need to take? I need to get on more discovery calls. I need to do more marketing. I need to have an email campaign. I need to do Facebook ads. Whatever those action steps are is what you're going to list down. And then this fun part, which I love, is the chunking it down. And this is really powerful because a lot of the times the action steps are so big that we're not able to take traction on that. And we're like, where do we start? So what you're going to do is you're going to chunk it down into 15-minute tasks that you can go ahead and knock out during the week and during the month, so you can start getting traction on completing that project. We have a date right next to there, so that keeps you really accountable, and then you can plan that into that day so you make sure that you're getting it done. And a lot of the times, I will say that my clients have questions about this, and I can give you a lot of information, virtually. But if you need more help, please let me know, and then I can see how I can support you in this, because this is an amazing tool. It's very powerful. But once you have the mindset and you take those actions and clear those roadblocks that we have in our belief system, then that's when this gets really effortless and super powerful, and we take manifesting to the next level. So if you guys need support with this, you can set up a clarity call, and then I can see what I can do to help you through this. So the next step is below is potential roadblocks. And this is so amazing, where you can start writing down, what could happen? Could I get too busy? Could I procrastinate? Could I, self-sabotage myself? Like, what are those roadblocks that are going to come in your way? And as I'm working with real estate, there could be resolution on there, but if you get really tight with them, it can be a 1 word, and then you can have a countermeasure right next to it to say, okay, you know what, if I lose motivation or if I don't have energy, then I can install a trigger. And I do that with my clients. So once you are aware of those potential roadblocks, then you can counterbalance them with actions to ensure that you're taking progress and moving forward. The next part of it is the resources. And this is so important, guys. This is why connection and collaboration was my mantra for the month, because we are only as good as we are. We're one unlimited being, but we only have so much time. We only have so much energy, and we only have so many resources within ourselves. Connection and collaboration is why we're here and why we're humans. And it's the reason why we can connect with others. So if you are utilizing your resources, you're connecting with others, you're giving to other people and accepting their help and collaborating with them, then you can get to your goals much faster. And I'm living proof of that. As I stepped out of my comfort zone on being a one-woman business and I started connecting, collaborating with others, I started getting amazing traction in my life. And as I show my clients how to do that, you start being able to accept mentorships and accept guidance and accept help for others so you can get there even faster. And you can support them in return in helping them in a gap that they may need, or paying for services, or something where the energy is always aligned. And that has been a big focus for me. And that's one of my successes, is I connect and I collaborate with others and I make sure that it's a mutual beneficial relationship. So it is always a win-win, otherwise I won't do it. And then lastly is, how will I celebrate? And this is so, so important. And so many people, I had a woman in the workshop yesterday, and she had a vision board when she was a kid, and she had 3 things on there, and she completed those 3 things. She got straight A's. She wanted to go to Princeton or Harvard. She ended up going to Stanford. So I think she really completed that one as well. And she wanted to be a doctor, and she was. And as I, said, hey, that's awesome, you need to celebrate it, she kind of backed down. She said, no, I don't want to brag. And I told her, I said, no, it's not about bragging. It's about celebrating how far you've come. And so many times as ambitious women, we get into that situation where we are like, okay, what else? What else? Oh, for this week, I only have 12 client clarity sessions. I want 15. Well, we're in a lack then, instead of appreciating those 12 amazing clarity calls that we have. When we win an award, or we break a record, or we have an all-time sales month, we really need to take that time. Whether the celebration is huge or small, the more that we celebrate it, we have higher vibes. And with those vibes, we can create more abundance and creativity and joy in our life. And that's what it's all about, guys. So that is a project plan. And I will go through we talked about the Sunday ritual. I will go through the brain dump and the inspirational one very quickly, and then we will wrap up. So we will get out of here by 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. So guys, the next part is a weekly brain dump. And I love saying this: declutter the mind, free the soul. Your soul is rooting for you, and it really is. So many times we get caught up with everything going on in our life and all of these things and these stories and the things we need to do, and it can keep us up at night. It can keep us anxious about the future because we're worried we're not going to get the things done. So a brain dump is a powerful way, and neuroscience has shown the impact of doing brain dumps. You write down all of the things that are going on in your head, and then it gets out of your head, it gets onto paper. It's very therapeutic, and then your brain can work on the things it was meant to do, which is problem solve, creativity, presence, focus, and all of those amazing things. I have an area, so I basically say that when the mind is full, release and let it flow. Some people have said, oh my gosh, I need 1 page per day. And that's awesome. Do you, girl. So if you need a page a day, that's awesome. Or if you use 1 for the week, that's great as well. So I will have that as a separate file so people can print it out as they need. And then you can write down in the blank area. And then I have a done section where you can check that off. So then you know that it was done. So as you start looking through the week, you can make sure you can check things off, which is a great benefit for our subconscious and our confidence to be able to check things off and say we made progress. And the check could be, well, I'm not going to work on that right now, or I delegated it. So there's a lot of ways that, the done can just be like, it's off my plate. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And, I wanted to maximize the space in there. And then the last thing is I love this page. This is the weekly inspiration log. And I love creating parking lots for great ideas. And the thing with this, and I'm going to change the soul, your soul is rooting for you. I'll say something else in one or the two, so it can have a different mantra and different feel for this page. And this is all about when you get that great idea when you're in the shower, or before you go to bed, or as you're talking to someone. It's awesome to be able to have a place where you can archive it, where it's all together and you're not scribbling it on a random notebook and it's all in different areas. So when you're going to look for it, you don't know where the heck you kept it. So when you have a place to hold this information, then you can go back, and I work with my clients on creating a space on a regular basis to be able to work on some of your weekly inspirations that really move you. Because when we do things that give us joy and that give us contentment and grow us in whatever area of our life with inspiration, that is when we are in bliss. So inspiration is euphoric. Jot it down for the future, and then you don't need to have that shiny object syndrome because you're like, I need to work on this now before I forget. And what that does is it's a beautiful thing when inspiration hits, but it can derail you really quickly, and that's not what we want to do. We want to keep you focused and get things done, and then as you have room, you create space for the next thing. You can look at your inspiration log, go down the list, and be able to choose the next thing you want to work on. So it's a really amazing thing. And then after that, we have gone through in the other video the rituals every single day. And so the last thing, and so I did say that I would do, I would stop at the inspiration page, but as I went through that pretty quickly, I want to just get through to the Saturday intentions. So let me go over there right now. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about, we're going to get done in less than an hour because that's how I roll, because I value your time and mine, and we want to make sure that we're as productive as possible. So I'm not going to let a webinar keep on going because I have the time. I want to keep it compact, and it's all about being effortless. So the weekly reflections are done on a Saturday, and it's all about finding the silver linings and celebrating the wins and really reflecting on your week. And I love saying accountability equals power. There's so many times in our life where we get called out for something, or something happens and a mistake happens. The first thing we want to do is place blame and be like, not it, and kind of point at everybody else and not ourselves. Hold on. I'm going to stop presenting because I want to do something really quick. I love visuals, and I haven't seen you guys in a while. So hey guys, what's up? Don't you love my hat? It was a gift from the Riot Club, which is amazing. But a lot of the times, whenever we have blame, or if we drop the ball on something in our business, in our work, in our family, the first thing we want to do is protect ourselves. So we'll point to other people and say, okay, that's the person that did something wrong. But when you see the other fingers, the 3 other fingers, you have one finger pointing at the person that did something wrong, one finger in the air, but you have 3 fingers pointing at yourself. And I love using that example because when we take responsibility for ourselves and our actions, that's when we take our power back. And that's when we can truly create change, because we're taking that accountability on our own. We're taking the responsibility. It creates so much trust in the other person. And then you can start creating change, improve the process, and transform it from a mistake to a lesson, which is my mantra, and that's how I roll in my life all the time. It's all about taking that responsibility and owning up to it. We're human beings, so as human beings, we're here to experience life. We're here to learn lessons. We're here to grow. We're here to help others, and we're here to help ourselves. So as we look at life, as life happens for us, then we can really take those lessons, implement it, and create lasting change for ourselves and others. So now that I said that, I will switch over to the screen share again, and we will get through this part, and we'll be good. So this is, what is the one thing I can do to move my project forward? And this is so important because we want to really take action every day on the things that we really want. And that is what the most successful people do. So on here, I wanted a placeholder where it could be 5 minutes. It could be sending out that email. Like for me, I did an amazing workshop yesterday. So today I'm going to send the survey to those 15 women so then I can get their feedback. I can see if they want more, what they want. I can get their testimonials so I can grow myself in my business as well as support them. So it doesn't need to be a big thing, because I know on the weekends we're like, well, this is my time, serenity. I want to do my thing. But if you really take the time, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, then you're always kind of working on those things, the top priorities. And it's a really good structure and creates a lot of great discipline and habits in our life. And then underneath are, what were the challenges from the week? And this is getting really focused in, we want to focus on the positive things, but we also want to be realistic. So what were the challenges from the week? Was there a communication gap? Did something not go as planned? Is there something that could have been a little bit better? Was there something that was a little bit harder? So really get honest with yourself and, write those things down. It could be in any area of your life as well. It could be in your business. It could be in your health. For me, I tried to do a 7-day juice cleanse. I lasted 2.5 days, and I needed to eat. So that was the challenge for me for the week. And from that, you're going to answer, what did I learn from them, in the box below. So for me, I learned that although I love my juicing and my juices, that I need to have dinner at night. Otherwise I go crazy, and I'm not a good mom. I'm not a good business owner. I'm not a good coach if I don't have what I need. So although I'm still going to juice, I incorporated food in there, so then it gives me my sanity. So that's what I learned from it. So it can be in any area of your life, and this is just really great to continue to sharpen the saw and be our best self. So after you go through what did I learn from them, you're going to go into how can I incorporate the learnings into the next week. So for me, flexibility is huge. So that was one of my learnings, to say, you know what, I'm flexible. I could say that I failed, but I would rather say I learned a lesson from it. And I'm incorporating it to say, you know what, I love just doing it and jumping forward. And sometimes I need to be gentle with myself and say that didn't work for me, but I can still take the philosophies of juicing and up-level my health and my family's health by ingesting the right things, but I can do it in the balance. So you're going to write down 3 things on what you can do to incorporate into the next thing. And that's all about implementation and growing and learning from this amazing thing called life. And then, of course, you guys know I'm all about the gratitude and the celebration. I want to end hot and end happy. So what are the 3 weekly highlights? It could be people, events, situations, how you felt. It could be testimonials that you got. It could be my 2 events that I did. It could be anything, whatever made you feel really good, and call yourself out on it, and pat yourself on the back and celebrate it. It's not about being vain or bragging, but we need to do that more in our life, so then we know what it's all for. If we don't celebrate it, then what's the purpose of it, right? We're not going to have the money or the celebrations, after we're gone. We leave all that behind, so we need to celebrate it in the moment. And reflect on it outside of the moment and know that, if we're able to do this, we can do anything. Below that, we have 3 reasons why I'm rad, and that's amazing because it's all about gratitude and affirmations and our self-worth. So for me, it was facilitating. As a kid that had no self-confidence, a stuttering problem, and I wanted to be a wallflower, and my anxiety about getting too many eyeballs looking at me was such a high that in college, if I was late to class, I would not even go in because I didn't want people looking at me. So I just wait outside the class, get notes from someone, and it was a big deal. But now I am ready to stand out and be able to fulfill my mission because I learned those lessons, I grew, and I didn't let my fear guide me. I'm stepping through my fear into the light, and that's what's making me so powerful and a manifesting maven that I am. And then on the right is 3 ways I can give back, and that's always about giving back, helping others, so it could be, maybe showing and teaching someone else you're learning. It could be to, to volunteer. It could be to, give back to the people that you love. So there's a lot of different ways that you can give back, and putting that in there and being intentional about it is a really positive thing you can do in your life. So guys, that is it. I am going to stop the screen share. And I have a feeling that the chat is not working. I'm still trying to figure that out on the live stream. It works in some Google Chats and others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a picture that I'm going to embed in our Facebook post with the weekly ritual. So if you have any questions, if you have any highlights, I would love to hear your comments on it after you go through it. And hear, how you love it, how you're experiencing it. The more comments I get, the better it is, and it just makes me feel really, really amazing when you guys are, giving me your reflections. Give me the good, the bad, the ugly, and you guys are all amazing. So thank you guys so much. You guys, I am just so blown away with all of your comments, and I am seeing all of them. I am one person right now. I really need a VA just for this beta test group because you guys are giving me so many amazing pieces. But know that I'm looking at all of them. I'm fully invested, and because of you guys, we are making this the best planning system on the planet. So I'm sending you guys love, light, and oodles of positive vibes. That's from me to you. And all I ask you to do is share it with the rest of the world, because right now the world can never get enough love and compassion, and that's something that we can do right now. So thank you guys so much. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I would like to end with, I am excited to announce that I have 5 open spots for my program. It is a 2-month mentorship where we get clear and we get accustomed to you and the blocks that you have in your life, the purpose that you have, how you want to grow yourself. And we work together to be able to have you crush through your glass ceilings and be able to design that life that you're obsessed with. So if you want more information on that, you can book a clarity call with me. I have over 15 books so far for the month, but I would love to be able to assist you in any way that I can. So if you guys want to do that, please do that. Otherwise, I will be booked for the next 2 months and my prices will go up. So I would love to see you in there, and we can, before, I have people wanting to sign up with me right away, but I always do a clarity call because it's got to be a best fit for both of us. And that's what it's all about. If our vibes are off, it's not going to be the best for either of us. So if you want to do that and you want to take action, then go ahead and set that up. I will have that link on the post in the Facebook group. And yeah, and if you guys have any questions, I'm here for you always. Thank you so much. I'm your guide and transformational coach and manifesting maven, Indrani Phillips, and it's all about creating an effortless life, the life that you are obsessed with and the person that you're meant to be. So thank you guys so much. I will see you next time, and I hope you guys are staying safe, warm, and full of joy. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.